Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Let's catch up with the latest transfer news and then also talk about little about the Arsenal Newcastle game. I did want to do a full video on that game. I mean, it wasn't the best of games, but we have Clinch top five. We will be playing Champions League football next season, and then we'll be talking about the latest on Mbeumo. He's actually come up in the transfer news today. Arsenal are interested in Mbeumo from Brentford. Watkins is also back on the news. Rodrygo is definitely in the news again the last couple of days. So we'll talk about all that. But first, let's catch up a couple of minutes on this one. So we beat Newcastle finally. We finally scored a goal against Newcastle. It's been a long time since we scored a goal against Newcastle. And listen, it's a good win. It was great to have Declan Rice back in the starting lineup. It was great to see Havertz back as well in the team. It was great to try something different again. Last week, we tried Martinelli up front. Today, we tried Calafiori at centre-back. I mean, he plays centre-back for Italy and for Bologna last season, but it was great to see us trying Calafiori at centre-back, surprising taking off Saliba, but I guess at this point, doesn't really matter, so we're just trying something different. Still disappointed we didn't get to see Nwaneri. I don't know what is going on there, but yeah, we got to see Tierney for the last time at the Emirates, Jorginho for the last time at the Emirates Stadium, and more importantly, for me today, I was very, very happy with the clean sheet. Now, why? Because we haven't kept a clean sheet in a long time in the Premier League. We haven't kept a lot of them, especially this year. And number two, Sales conceded a goal today for Nottingham Forest. Raya was only one clean sheet behind him, and we've gotten the clean sheet. So David Raya and Sales are level on clean sheets. I think it's 13 or 12, 13, I think. Both of them on the same. Next week, Nottingham are playing Chelsea, are playing Southampton. Even if we both concede, they're going to share the clean sheets. So I'm happy to see Raya getting another Golden Glove. That would be great. And that's not the last time I'm going to talk about David Raya. David Raya is, for me, still in my top 3 best players this season for Arsenal. But the last couple of weeks, the way he's been passing the ball has been very shaky. But in terms of shot stopping, is very good, because today in that first half, that first 20 minutes would have been 3-0 down if it wasn't for David Raya. So he's still a very good shot stopper. But the last couple of weeks, I think he's taken his eyes off the ball, and he's been giving away the ball a few times. Him and Saliba have been making a few errors here and there. But still a very solid game for David Raya. I think it's been excellent for us this season. Declan Rice, once again, absolutely amazing. Once again, what a goal. That's 9 goals and 10 assists for Declan Rice this season. That is an improvement from what he even had last season. So since he came to Arsenal, the 2 seasons, he scored and assisted more than what he had during his whole career at West Ham. So he's definitely improved in terms of his numbers and his attacking ability and all that is definitely improved. And Kiwior is also a standout today. Once again, another good performance by Kiwior. I remember he had a good game against Newcastle last season, and another good game playing at the left side of the centre-back position in the first half, and then the second half he switches to the right side and still had a phenomenal performance. So well done to Kiwior. That is a player I would definitely keep for next season. But hey, we got the 3 points. We've secured second, very important. I know a few weeks ago, like 2 months ago, I was like, nah, we're definitely going to get top 4. But recently, after we started losing games to Bournemouth and drawing at Crystal Palace, I was like, okay, I'm not be sure. It's getting a little bit shaky because it looked like Man City were going to finish ahead of us. And listen, however we look at it, if Man City finished ahead of us, it would be a mental blow to the players, because they'll think, listen, even in such a good season and Man City having such a bad season for Man City, it's not been a good season for us. A bad season for Man City, they still finish ahead of us. It'd be a mental blow for the players. So, hey, we finish second. We don't have any stress next week against Southampton. We can try a few things next week. We're not going to finish first. We're not going to finish third. We're going to finish second. So nothing really is there for, nothing is in jeopardy next week. So good results, good win. At least we finished off with a win and a clean sheet at home, because it hasn't been the greatest of seasons in the Premier League, especially at home. Now, let's go to the transfer news. Let's move to the transfer updates. Let's start with Bryan Mbeumo. So I watched a bit of the Brentford game today. I saw him scoring a good goal and missing a penalty as well. I've never seen him missing a penalty. But what a player he is. According to News and Ticks, who's very accurate in terms of the ins and outs of Arsenal. After the data team identified him last summer, Arsenal are targeting Bryan Mbeumo again. I'm told talks are progressing, but they aren't the only team in for him. Now, I don't even know how old Mbeumo is. Let me just check. I actually don't know how old he is at the moment. He's been very good. Since he joined the Premier League, he's been very, very good. He's 25. Interesting. He's quite young. So he's been very good this season, Mbeumo, and even last season, even the times they were playing with Tony. But since Tony left and Mbeumo took charge of the attack and the penalties and the ball going to him, all that, he's basically taken charge of everything attacking aspect, and his combination with Visa has been really good. And if you check his numbers, way better than any of our players. So that is a very good player. But if you're signing Mbeumo, he plays. This is a player I've never really seen playing on the left side. It's always on the right side for Brentford. Now, that is a position where we have Saka. So would you really be convincing a player like Mbeumo to join you as a backup for Saka? I don't know if you'd be happy with that, because at the age of 25, he's not yet even anywhere near his prime. Would you really want to be on the bench when, let's say, for me, I feel like a team like a Newcastle would be a good fit for him. I'm imagining Isaac up front and then maybe Gordon on the left side, and then they give Mbeumo the right side to have that side, because they have players like Jacob Murphy are not always going to be there. It's fantastic. He would be fantastic then. That is just one of the teams. For us, I think you'd do great for us. You definitely bring more goals, more assists, more end product. Him and Visa have been very good in terms of end product. I've actually been very surprised not to see Mbeumo and Visa being linked to other teams. Actually, they're never linked to teams like Liverpool, Man City, Barcelona, Arsenal, Chelsea. I've never really heard of it. So it's surprising. I think he's a very good player. As a backup, if you sign a player like Mbeumo as a backup for Saka, I would be very happy. But would the player himself be happy with that? I don't know. Because when you start getting players like Mbeumo as backup for Saka, and then look at the other side, you have, I don't know, let's say Lookman or Nico Williams and Martinelli and Trossard, whoever, then your squad starts looking good. That's the point where you can feel like, okay, Saka is not there today, that's fine. Mbeumo is there, that's okay. But the truth is, the whole season, whenever Saka was not there, Nwaneri had a good spell for 1 month. Him himself got injured. But apart from that, we didn't really have anyone else to bring on that side. Sterling came on a few games, didn't really live up to expectations. Trossard playing on the right side a couple of times, didn't really do much. So getting a player like this would take you to the next level. So let's see what happens with Mbeumo. It's great to see us being linked to him. This is like the first or second right-sided wing I've been linked to. Most of the others have been left-sided. I know Rodrygo has played mostly on the right side, but he prefers playing on the left side, and that is why I've been linked to a lot of players, not really on the right side. So let's wait and see what happens with Mbeumo. Next up, Rodrygo, another wing we've been linked to. According to Alex Krug, Arsenal are serious contenders to sign Rodrygo from Real Madrid this summer. Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Rodrygo and has given the green light for Arsenal to try and sign him. So Arteta wants Rodrygo, and this comes from the Athletic, so that is very what's the word I'm looking for? Man, what's just, it's funny, man. We speak English and then the words just disappear out of nowhere, and you're actually talking about it, or when you're looking for the word. But yeah, he's a player that Athletic is usually 90% of the time they're usually right. So because David Ornstein works there as well and all that. So Rodrygo, I mean, the first time we talked about Rodrygo like a week ago, I said 100 million is a lot of money, especially because we need to spend that on a striker fast. 100 million is a lot of money. But if we can afford Gyokeres and still afford the money for Rodrygo, he would be absolutely fantastic. It'd be a fantastic, fantastic signing. That is close to world class. He's a player who will take you to the next level. He's a winner. He's played for Real Madrid. He's played at the highest level for a few years now. And he's versatile, can play on the left side and the right side, both of them. Fantastic player. He's a Brazil international, all that. So we've never really been a team to sign this level of players. We have done recently Declan Rice, but this level of players, signing players from Man City or Bayern or Real Madrid, they never really do that for us. We've seen our players leaving and going to these particular teams, but for us, they never really signed players like this. So signing someone like a Rodrygo who would 100% improve your attacking ability, attacking prowess in the Premier League and in the Champions League, that is a player who would be an exciting signing. Imagine signing Rodrygo. The last time we signed the last 10 years, how many exciting signings have we made? Aubameyang, Ozil, Sanchez, Declan Rice, maybe 4 or 5. All the other players that we've signed is a bit of unknown. Like, no one really expected Gabriel to be this good. No one really expected Saliba to be this good at that point. No one really knew what to expect from Odegaard or from Martinelli or Mkhitaryan wasn't the best of signings. Tomiyasu, no one knew what to expect. But someone like a Rodrygo knew exactly what to expect from him. So let's see. If it's around 70, 80 million, I'd be happy to get a player like this. But again, make sure if you haven't voted on the poll, I did ask on both YouTube and Facebook, which of the wingers would you prefer? Lookman, Rodrygo, Nico Williams, the ones that you've been linked to. Which one would you prefer? Let me know. Next up, let's talk about Gyokeres. What a season he's had, man. Oh my goodness, this guy has been absolutely incredible this season. He scored once again yesterday. It's perfect. He literally scored the final goal for Sporting in the season to clinch the title for them. They finished only 1 point ahead of Benfica, so they needed those goals from Gyokeres, and scoring having more than 120 goal contributions in 2 seasons. That is crazy. I think if you put all our players' goal contributions together, we still wouldn't get to those kind of numbers that Gyokeres has produced the last 2 seasons. And I don't know what people are talking about in terms of it doesn't fit our style, or Portuguese league is different. No, I don't care if he's been scoring those goals in whichever country. Even if he gets half of the numbers that he's had this season, just half, not too many, just half of the numbers he's had this season, that would be enough for us. Literally, that would be enough. 30, 31, 32 goal contributions, that is enough for us, because the numbers he's picked up, man, crazy. 51 games, 53 goals, 13 assists. That is 66 goal contributions in 51 matches. These are the kind of numbers that should have him in prison, man. Like, incredible. Talks are advancing between Arsenal and Viktor Gyokeres representatives. He's emerging as the number 1 choice, and it seems there's a willingness from all parties to get the deal done. The player is happy to come, and Sporting are happy to sell for just over 60 million. Imagine a transfer window where in June, Arsenal have signed Gyokeres and Rodrygo. Like, everyone would be so excited heading into next season. Everyone will have forgotten about this current season. People will be like, okay, now we are talking. Those kind of signings, even the players that we have. Declan Rice has just done an interview after the game, and he was asked, and he said, yeah, it's been not a great season, but hopefully when you go to, the transfer market, and hopefully players are going to leave. Hopefully we do sign players and we have a better season next season. Even a player like Declan Rice knows that we need players. He's not going to say it that clearly, but he said that, when you sign players in the transfer market, and next season, let's see how it goes. Players like Odegaard, maybe his game improves having someone like a Gyokeres running in behind. Saka, how many assists would Saka have had if we had Gyokeres there, How many of those chances would we have finished if we had Rodrygo there? This season, our numbers have dropped. Last season, we had more than 90 goals. This season, 60-something. Those numbers are not great, The home games especially, we've struggled in a lot of them. Newcastle is a tough team, but today 1 goal. Chelsea, 1-0. Ipswich, 1-0. West Ham, we lose 1-0. Aston Villa, we draw the game. Like, a lot of the home games we've just not been able to get over the line, apart from the Man City game and Nottingham at home. Even the Wolves game, the first game of the season, we had to wait until the second half before Saka scored that goal. So it's not really been easy for us. Those kind of games, the whole season, I don't think Arsenal has had an easy game. I don't think there's a game where maybe the PSV home game, because we had already done the job in the first leg. But there's no Arsenal game this season where you just sit and be like, oh, let's relax, man. It's already 3-0 at halftime. It's already comfortable. Looks like you're going to get a 4th, a 5th. It's comfortable. The other team doesn't look. Nah. For us, the whole season, 95% of the games we've been watching so keenly. A bit boring, a few games, but you've been thinking, oh my goodness, are we going to concede? Is it going to be 1-1? Are we going to lose? Most of the games we've not been sure they were going to win, and that's because almost every single game we've played this season has been tight. All of them, especially Premier League. Out of the 37 games we've played, 32 of them have been very tight all the way to the end. Even Leicester at home, Southampton at home, we had to score late goals to win those games. So it's not been a great try. But with players like Gyokeres, they could get the job done for you very easily if you gave them the opportunity. And for 60 million, I think that is a no-brainer for sure. If it's not Gyokeres, could it be Watkins? Watkins is back in the news. According to Ghana blog, Andrea Better remains informed on Ollie Watkins' situation. Mikel Arteta is a fan of the player, but Arsenal have concerns over paying a fee in excess of 40 million for a player who turns 30 in December. So I think if you had to talk to Better and Arteta right now, I don't think they'd have Watkins as their first choice. Their first choice was Watkins in January because we were desperate. He was the only one who looked like he was going to be available. But right now, even if Gyokeres and Isaac were not in the picture, and you have to ask Arteta but would you prefer Watkins or Sesko? I think they would both say Sesko because of the age. Watkins will give you like 2 years, but I don't think you're looking for someone to just give us 1 or 2 years. We're looking for someone to give us a good 4 or 5 years minimum, and Gyokeres would do that. Sesko will probably do that, but I don't know if he's going to do that from the first season, which we do need. We need someone to hit the ground running right away from next season. And for me, Gyokeres is that guy. So let's wait and see what happens with Watkins. I don't think we're going to be that serious on him. Defenders. Arsenal are planning to move for another central defender in the upcoming summer transfer window. Sources have told Football Insider. It is believed Arsenal will press ahead with the centre-back signing regardless of a potential exit for Jakub Kiwior. So whether Kiwior stays or goes, looks like you're going to go for a centre-back. Is that wise? I'd say we do need a defender because of the injuries. Now, if everyone was fit, we wouldn't need a defender, but I feel like Timber's been overplayed and he's missed the last 2 games. I don't think he's going to play next week. That's because he's played way too many games. You look at Gabriel is currently injured. You don't know when he's going to come back. Tomiyasu is going to be injured until like December. That's when he's going to come back. White has not been the same since the injury. Tierney is leaving. Zinchenko might leave. So how many defenders are those that we have remaining? Right now, it's Kiwior, Saliba, Calafiori, who has also picked up like 3 or 4 injuries this season. So we're not in a good position defensively. We need another player who can play centre-back and maybe full-back. Or if you're going to sign a centre-back, maybe Calafiori is going to be used more as a full-back. Again, let's see, though. I would prefer Calafiori to be used more as a centre-back to back up Gabriel and Kiwior to also back up Gabriel and Saliba. That means we will need to look for... Lewis Kelly's there, obviously. He's more of a midfielder. That's why I didn't even really count him as a defender, but he's been playing for us left-back. So we are going to need a defender. But I would like a defender to be after a striker and a winger. Next up, let's talk about Garcia. Quick one. We've been going for 17 minutes. This videos fly, man. Like we still have like 4 things to talk about, but I don't even think we're going to cover all of that in detail. Also, remain firm admirers of Juan Garcia, but internally, Partey is understood to be skeptical about paying sizable cash for a goalkeeper that is likely to remain second choice to David Raya. Garcia himself is said to be confident he would be able to displace any goalkeeper in the world, as he has strong ambitions to become one of the best at his craft. So this is according to Ryan Taylor. So we have been linked to Juan Garcia. I don't think we have to get this particular goalkeeper. For me, I'll be looking for a backup goalkeeper. Yes, it's very advisable to get a good backup goalkeeper, but I don't think Juan Garcia would just want to be a backup. I think he has a chance to go and play first-team football for someone, so I don't think he'd be keen. Partey, let's rush through this one. Arsenal hope to retain Thomas Partey on a relatively short-term contract, with the midfielder's priority also being to stay at the club. So let's see how that one goes. Today, the midfield was way open. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Today's midfield, the first half, was way open. I don't know if there's where Partey was. I don't know where the communication was, but the midfield was way too open. And also this one, Partey is keen to... But are keen to do deals quicker this transfer window. We'll talk more about this in the next video. So, yeah, shorter than I thought I was going to talk about all this, but I had to talk about the Arsenal-Newcastle game. Let me know what you make about all that. Mbeumo, would you be interested in him? Would you want him as a backup for Saka? Or would you be focused on other positions, mainly the left side? Let me know. Thank you for watching.